What's up over there, you? You trying to figure out a way into the city? Good luck with that. They don't like men. Skip. Yeah, we get the idea. We're going in. And good. We've only got 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to heat resistance. The second we come out of here, if it's daytime, we gotta teleport out fast. Because otherwise, we're just gonna burn to a crisp and be eaten by all kinds of nasty birds and skeletons and things. Well, I mean, I don't think the skeletons are gonna eat us, but they'll definitely loot the corpses. Also, the skeletons are called something in this game. I keep wanting to say Stalfos, but I think that's the wolves, so... Like the anthropomorphic wolves, you'll know what I mean. Okay, this looks sufficiently complicated. So we got a glowing... Okay, no, that's electricity. Alright, I think I see where this is going. It's a matter of moving electricity around, right? So we've got this here. And we don't want to pick it up with our hands, because we don't want to get electrocuted. But if we pick it up and we set it, like, let's say, here... Wait, where did we have it? Right here? See, we kind of connected those lines up for a second. Ah, right here. Right, so it's going to be the bridge. And then we grab this guy. Big old block. Bring it over here. And drop it maybe... Nope, stop that. You come back here closer. I think the ultimate goal here is to have the electricity reach one of these doors. So what other objects do we have? Oh, it looks like it's just those two objects. We have to make all of this work with those two objects. Unless there's more objects behind these doors. Like, once we get them unlocked, we'll get access to more. Yeah, there's another barrel in there, so we just have to figure out how to make these connections work. I think I see it already. So we got this. Let's move this one out of the way. Let's say this one goes here. I'm not sure how far that gap will work, but then let's say we also grab this here, though, and we just kind of drop it. Not far enough. See, it's got to somehow make that connection. Well, let's grab you, then. This one might take a little while. I'm not ashamed to say that sometimes puzzles take time. It's just the nature of the beast. We're pretty close, though. I wonder if we can just grab... Okay, so if this works in a thunderstorm, right? How do you drop things? You go under here... And then we just tell it to, drop. Oh, okay. Want to be careful doing that. But it did work. You can see. Can I move it around? Oh, I can move it around. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Oh. No? I feel like we're really close to this one. Maybe just nudge it slightly. I don't want to nudge it with my hand. Because I don't want to electrocute myself. Just delicately... No? Maybe it's because only one end can get the charge? So maybe if you spin it around... There we go. Alright, so... It'll connect up to... Oh, it was so close! There we go! Alright, I think we've done it. Yes! Fantastic! Alright, so I've been playing for a while now with the Joy-Cons in the grip. I'm gonna pull them out. And I'm gonna play for them, or with them, a little bit longer. I think I will eventually end up getting the Pro Controller just to see what it's like. I haven't really felt like I needed it yet, though, right? Like, that's the thing. I don't feel like I have to have it. Alright, so now we just have to get this connection hooked up. Which means... Oh, well, this ought to be easy. We just, we'll get the barrel, and instead, we'll have it back over here. And then I don't know if this barrel is going to be long enough by itself. Oh, jeez, Link. We are on the verge of death, mate. You got to be more careful. I'm blaming this entirely on Link, by the way. Alright, we got a fruit and mushroom mix. That's not going to be enough. Oh, sneaky pie would be a waste, because we don't need to sneak. Go ahead and eat that. And then, you know what we probably have a lot of is apples? Yeah. We just need a few spare apples. Really need to go around to cooking these someday. Alright, there we go. We'll stay away from these from now on. We need to maintain our distance. We'll place this one as far away from it as we can, which is like right there, I guess. And then we'll get the halberd again, because this is pretty handy. And then it's just about making this connection, I guess? Done. Oh, this is fantastic! Alright, let's go get whatever's in that chest. Hopefully another metal tool. Can we just, like, string a bunch of metal tools together? That'd be pretty handy. Thunderblade, a magical sword forged and refined by lightning from Hyrule Hills. From the Hyrule Hills. Hills! When the blade shines with the golden light, it will electrocute enemies struck by it. I think I've had one of these before. I used it to fight a guardian, and it was most effective. Most effective. That's what Darth Vader says. It's exactly how he says it, too. Alright, click this. Or not. That's fine. We'll just continue to use it as a tool. Now, we've got to get the big one over here, which is somehow going to power... See how this is going to work immediately. Grab the big block. Good thing these things aren't too heavy. Drop it. Oh, my. Alright. Get it down. Wedge it in place. Drop it. And then... So that's activated. I guess we have to activate both of these at the same time. So we need 2 big blocks, actually. What's behind here? Is it another... Oh, there's another big block. Alright. So we just gotta get power connected around through here. Probably. I might be able to do this one without having to use a tool. Like, if that'll connect up, fine. And then it looks like we just need 2 barrels. Might still need the halberd, though. I hope it doesn't despawn. I'm not sure how despawning even works in this game. I haven't experimented with it. But I assume things must despawn after a certain amount of time. Drop that one there. We'll grab our second barrel. It's like a barrel full of monkeys, folks. That's how much fun this is. These are actually fun puzzles. Other Zelda games can sometimes be frustrating. I found all the puzzles in these shrines, though, to be super fun. Okay. So that connection's been made. Looks like we need 1 more, though. So, halberd to the rescue, I guess? How else do they expect you... They must expect you to use metal tools. Like, I'm not sure what else you would use to make these connections work. I have no clue. Because otherwise... Oh, look, we're going to need something else over there, too? Is that it? Oh, goodness me. Alright, I wish you could rotate these. Be handy. But I guess we can just rotate Link. I almost said we can rotate Zelda. I almost just said that. Can you imagine? Oh, I would never hear the end of it. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Alright, on cue. Alright, so we can get the big one out now. Because that just looks like an electrical accident waiting to happen. So, the one thing I'll say about using just these 2 separately is you only use this Joy-Con to control objects. Like, you only use it for aiming and stuff. Whereas when you have the grip, you use both hands. So I'm instinctively trying to kind of just use both hands. And what I notice is I actually use my left hand to guide my right hand around, I guess when it's in the Joy-Con grip. And without it, I'm just wobbling my left hand around. It's not actually moving the blocks. So that's the thing to be aware of. It's not like a big deal or anything. I'm sure it's something you'd adapt to fairly quickly. But it's just a thing. Listen, I want everyone to be aware of what's going on here, you know, so you can make your own informed decisions about how you want to play the game. You need to be moved back a bit, though. Perfect. No. Yes? Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Fantastic. I guess we'll leave the halberd here. I mean, we're not really using it for anything. It's not my preferred weapon type. So, oh well. Your resourcefulness in overcoming this trial speaks to the promise of a hero. In the name of the goddess Hylia, I bestow upon you this spirit orb. We've seen all of this before. I don't know why we're sticking around for it. Da 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 da! Fantastic! We only need 1 more and we can get another heart. Or we could go for a 3rd stamina wheel, but at this point I haven't actually gotten to a point in the game where I felt like I needed another stamina wheel. So far, I think we could just make some different stamina foods, and if we desperately need like a lot of stamina for something, we can just have one of those like halfway up a mountain, or maybe if we're gliding across the ocean. Two stamina wheels. I'm gonna call it, everyone. Big declaration here. 2 is probably enough. It is daylight though. We are out of heat resistance. We need to get the heck out of Dodge. I don't trust these Gerudo for a second. I think they'll probably want to kill me. See, there's somewhere around here that I went where I found... Where was that? Was that up here? Okay, yeah, there's a maze down here. Or a labyrinth. See, I thought I'd gone much deeper into the Gerudo Desert before, but no, I'd just kind of gone to here. And then I think up on this ridge... Yeah, up here on this mesa, there's some guardians that knocked me down hard, and I had to, like, run away and flee in terror. Alright, time to move on to the next memory, though. So I've got a few more areas marked. Eventually, right, find a fairy fountain. So that's a side quest that I kind of started. but then I never actually went to the fairy fountain. And I guess we could do that if we wanted to. Let's do one more, though. Let's do one more of these. Well, first off, let's get out of the desert. I'm trying to figure out which one of these two we need to go to. I can't remember the exact order. If we open up the Sheikah Slate, though. Okay, so it's that one with all the little squares inside of it. That's going to be the green one. So I guess green is next. That's up on Elden Canyon near Death Mountain. I think it was called Elden Volcano in the Skyward Sword. So I like the fact that they're mixing the naming conventions from the different games. So you still have Death Mountain, but it's in the Elden region. It's just a nice touch. As a guy who really liked Skyward Sword, I appreciate that. But we'll go back over there. It's pretty hot there as well. I like the fact that the two super hot regions are directly opposing each other on the map. It's very interesting. But we'll go back over there. It doesn't get too hot if you don't go too far up the volcano. I was able to get to the tower and activate it without burning to a crisp and being eaten alive. I'm trying to figure out where that quote comes from. Burnt to a crisp and eaten. Oh! Shrek. The original Shrek. It's Donkey, I believe, has that line. Okay, so we're heading off to the green mark, which is near Denmark. Dumb joke. Dumb joke. Is there anything closer to there? Okay, so we've got the actual tower here, but I don't know if that's really going to do us any better. Oh yeah, so this one is the one with the lake of goo down below. This one was a challenge to unlock. Not easy in the least. 10 out of 10 would not do again. So I guess 1 out of 10. It wasn't like bad. It wasn't awful. It was just difficult. I don't know why I'm giving it like a star rating. Is it like a star rating for difficulty? I don't know. I haven't thought this through. I've just been talking. That's what this is. I don't know if you folks have noticed watching these videos, or if you're one of the silent viewers in the live stream. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. I'm just making up words. I'm just doing my best. Really, that's all any of us can do. Wow. That was deep. That's a very deep thought for such a shallow mind. Hashtag savage, hashtag self-burn, hashtag... Nah, that's all the hashtags I got. Hashtag Breath of the Wild. You gotta get that SEO in there. Everyone's looking for Breath of the Wild. A lot of people, though, are looking for just negative things about it. I don't understand this mentality from people who want the Switch and Breath of the Wild to suck. Like, I don't understand why. I've never wanted a company to fail on anything. I want Nintendo to be successful, just like I want all the other console producers to be successful and all the other game companies to be successful. Because if they're successful, that means they're making something good. And I want people to make good things. I think the Switch is good. I think that the Breath of the Wild is good. So I don't understand why there's all these people running around just hoping it fails. Yerg! It's just such a weird, miserable, negative way to live your life. It's the same thing with people... You've got Apple fanboys always wanting like Google products to fail, and then these Android fanboys always just looking for the littlest little thing they can nitpick about Apple. I've never understood why people desire to do that. I hate to break it to you, but oh, this looks suspicious. Yep. I hate to break it to you, but without Apple, we wouldn't have Android phones, and we are all grateful to have Android phones because without them, we'd probably still have like the 3GS. Right? You have to have competition. And from both sides, I guess you could argue Microsoft phones also probably contribute to competition in some way. Maybe? Probably not, though. Not in a good way. But I want everyone to be successful. I want Apple to be successful. I want Android to be successful. I guess I want Windows Phone to be successful. It's a very childish attitude. And I think that that's where it comes from. I think that as a kid... Oh, well, this is weird. Do I need to complete... Hold on. Yeah, we'll get to that. I think this is a Korok seed puzzle, though. Like, if we complete the circle, I think we'll get a Korok coming out or something. Is there another one missing? Yes, there is. I think it's a very childish attitude to want something to fail. Because I think it stems from childhood, right? So when you're a kid, you can't get an Xbox, a PlayStation, and a Nintendo... That was a ridiculous sound. I love it, though. We found a Korok.
Yeah, you found me.
We got a Korok seed, so this is actually really handy. They help expand your inventory.
Bye-bye.
I'm glad we did that. But I think as a kid, you can't afford all the consoles. So whichever one you get... Hey, Superheated Pig, welcome to the stream. Whichever console you manage to get, whether Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo... when you're younger, you can't afford to get a different console, so you become a fanboy of that console. And anyone who doesn't have what you have must be dissed. Theirs is inferior, because you have to knock down their experience to build up your own. And I think that that's kind of where fanboyism starts. It starts at a young age, and then as you get older, you just kind of maintain it, right? Like you see other people who have other products. They're the enemy. I have the Xbox. It's the superior. I have the Nintendos. And I think that from that early age, you develop this sense of, well, this is what I have. Therefore, I must proclaim it to be the best. And that when you get older, you just become this miserable fart who sits around like, no, Nintendo Switch. I got a PlayStation. Nintendo Switch sucks. I hope it fails. I hope it fails. PlayStation forever. And you end up with just all these miserable people who are constantly arguing about how theirs is superior and yours is inferior and yours shouldn't even exist anymore. Yours has no right to exist. And I'm grateful that I'm not one of those people, because PC gaming is better than all of them. And but I enjoy it. I have a PlayStation that I like, an Xbox that I like, and a Nintendo Switch that I currently love. The idea that, well, we'll talk about that later. We're at a memory location. Superheated Pig has joined the stream, probably not to listen to me rant, but to see some actual Legends of Zelda things. So we're going to continue the Legends of the Zeldas, the deep breaths in the wildlands. And speaking the truth, says Superheated Pig. You're darn right. I'm open to fair criticism. I think that you can criticize everything, and everything should be criticized, because when you say this is not good, you bring up something that can be improved and make a product better. But when you make a video where you're like,
too bad, actually. You're fine for now.
oh, okay.
But you know, there's a fine line between courage and recklessness.
Oh, she's starting to worry about us. She's starting to care.
That does not make you immortal.
Well, I mean, we keep coming around, Princess.
Not only is the frequency of these types of attacks on the rise, but the scale of beasts we are facing is intensifying as well.
True that. It turns out as you play through the game, well...
I fear that this is an omen which portends the return of Calamity Ganon. And, if that's the case, I'm ready to expect the worst. We'll need to make preparations as soon as possible.
See, now this is a big improvement over a couple of videos ago. She's really warming up to us. Which is good for Link. Bad, because we haven't seen her in 100 years. She might have a new boyfriend. Her and Ganon could be going on. I mean, they've spent a lot of time together over at that castle, like 100 years. So who knows what might have gone on there. I like the Korok in the background just watching us. He's like,
Excuse me? Are you having a life crisis over there? Excuse me?
I guess we can take this mark off the map, though. Usually they take themselves off. I'm not sure why this one's still here. Delete that pin, though. And with that, yeah, we're down to 1 pin. So this is the last memory location that we discovered. We're going to go check it out. I kind of wish I could remember what the... Right. I'm a big fan of criticism. I think everything can, and if there's a legitimate criticism, should be criticized. But when you have someone on, let's say, CNET with a Nintendo Switch, and they've got the kickstand out, and they're just shoving it over and saying, look how bad the kickstand is. That's not a legitimate criticism. That's just you. And I think that that comes from something else. So on the internet, we have maybe that's why you don't play with the Joy-Cons not attached to the grip. Besides that issue there, no problems. I almost dropped it. I don't know if that was even visible. I just kind of went like this and then went flying. I think that the problem is we have a lot of, particularly my generation, millennials, we are very suspicious of other people, and anytime we feel like someone is sponsored videos, for instance, very, very fickle. Not fickle, but very sensitive to those sorts of things. Anytime we see someone who gives like a positive review for something, I think the natural inclination of our untrusting minds is to go, well, you're just saying that because you got it for free. So I think with CNET, they did get a review sample. Oh man, I had a chance to catch a bug there and I missed it. They did get a review sample of a Switch, and I think that they probably felt like, well, we don't want to look like we're being too nice about it. We need to criticize something. And so some idiot decided, you know what we should do? We should criticize the kickstand. Fire up the camera. Billy, come over here and kick it over. Look how bad the kickstand is. We're giving it fair treatment. So in order to feel like they have no spin on it, in order to look like they're being like fair and balanced, if you'll take the Fox News comparison, they have to act just absurd about it, right? And they have to just pick up these absurd things and be like, see. Oh, right over there. That's going to be easy. Jump. I think that's the problem we have all over the place. I think you've got a lot of people who I wish I'd been given a Switch sample. I didn't have to go buy one, but I'm not big enough for that, and also I don't really do review coverage or anything like that. If I'd given one, though, I would have given my honest thoughts on it. I can tell you some problems I have with it right now. The battery life is just not good. However, pretty easy to charge as it finds out 5 volts, 2.4 amp is actually enough to charge it while playing Zelda in handheld mode. But I don't understand the need of people to be like, well, we have to prove we're not just sucking up to Nintendo. We have to be overly critical, because then you've just gone the opposite direction. You're still not being... Why are we talking about this? Why are we even entertaining these thoughts? Like, there's some people out there that are either... They're never going to be happy. They're always going to be hating on something because they either don't have it or someone else has it, and therefore we just have to accept that and just look past it and embrace bananas. Bananas are delicious. Have you been opening your bananas the right way? Some people have told us that we've been opening our bananas the wrong way, and you're supposed to open them from the bottom. Those people are wrong and should be rejected from society.
There's one. Oh, and another.
Oh, this is a romantic picnic.
Aren't just beautiful. They're also
That song!
as ingredients for a variety of things.
Oh, it's just like every romantic
This
princess.
one here is called the Silent Princess. It's a rare, endangered species.
Yeah, I've got a few of them in my backpack.
We can't get them to grow domestically yet. The princess can only thrive out here, in the wild. All that we can hope is that the species will be strong enough to prosper on its own.
This is just like all the romantic picnics I've never had.
Is that what I think it is? Look at this. I don't believe it, but I actually caught one. This delicacy is known to have very, very potent effects under the proper circumstances. Ta-da! Research from the castle shows ingesting one of these can actually augment certain abilities. We wouldn't be in a controlled environment out here, but with your level of physical fitness, you'd be a perfect candidate for the study. Go on. Taste it.
Oh, it's so cool. I love it. It's so cute. They're so cute together. How can you not get behind that? I'm a fan. I am a fan of this Link and Zelda thing. Oh, relationship was still cuter in Skyward Sword. But then again, they were just kind of buddies in Skyward Sword. This is a bit more romantic. I like it. Oh, man. All right. Well, with that out of the way, that's all of the locations that I had marked. So I'm going to have to wander around a bit and find some more story locations. But we're not done yet. Let's go ahead and we'll go back to Kakariko Village. And we'll go to that fairy fountain for the first time. Because, again, I haven't done it yet. So we're going to go up there and see what that's all about.